My name is RJ Hernandez. I'm parent to 2 kids at Baypoint Preparatory Academy. I made this video to circle back on a short speech I gave at the San Marcos Unified School District board meeting yesterday. At that board meeting, they voted not to renew the charter for Baypoint Preparatory Academy. This message is to help them to see the error of that, is to bring parents together and to push forth and support action by the county or action by the State Board of Education. See, in March of 2018, the school district, same school district, denied their petition for the renewal of the charter, but the State Board of Education approved Baypoint Preparatory Academy's charter on appeal. So if the district is going to do their thing and we just go to the State Board of Education, why do we need the district? What use is the district, particularly when they haven't made a case for their vote against the charter school? These actions by the district invite avoidable litigation, lawsuits. Taxpayer resources then go toward paying these lawsuits. We should be investing in the schools, not having to have the school district defend itself. So the district has been making this generic claim of declining enrollment. But it's not just supported by that's wrong. It's not just supported by the court of public opinion, posts, blogs, conversations. But their claim of declining enrollment is unsupported in the data, in the public records. The state requirements are that renewal decisions have to rely on verified data, not just blanket statements and opinion. So if the board intends to rely on enrollment data to deny, they need to be producing audited figures and multi-year trend analysis. They didn't do that. I know because I asked for them to do that. They didn't do that. Parents and students, including my kids and myself, rely on this school, Baypoint, for educational opportunities not otherwise available within the district. You see all over the place online, families report difficulty finding open seats in district schools. So closing this school off closes off a public option without a data-based reason. So that reduces access then and harms the students. Denying renewal leaves students and parents without options. So as a residential developer, from that perspective, when we look for parcels of land, we know that families are going to pick the school first, the school district first, and then the neighborhood second. That is a primary metric, is how the schools are doing, what school options are available. Bringing in new homes into desirable school districts brings in tax revenue, brings in more families, but this vote undercuts the area, removes an option. This is instability. This is drama that doesn't need to exist. There's clearly a lack of partnership and communication on the part of the school district. So this instability is pushing growth and jobs and families into other cities. They're creating self-inflicted damage. And it erodes the business case for new homes and the local revenue that comes along with. So the posture that the district has been making degrades the area's investment profile and ultimately the area's future fiscal health. Competing cities and competing school districts are going to be courting projects that have stable school environments, and those builders are going to be going there. Not a claim, but an assertion, a promise I made at the meeting yesterday was that if they vote against the renewal, which they did, so that means I'm going to be moving forward on this, I'll be funding challengers to replace all of these school board members as they come up for re-election. Some are 2026, I believe others are 2028. I've already started setting money aside to that end. So this school board will have a fight on its hands, at least from that standpoint. Absolutely. Our kids deserve leaders that can put students and teachers above politics, and the law, following the law above their own egos. But if you look at ego, if you look at their personas, what these people claim to espouse, these members in the school district, they talk about caring about equity, data, readiness, access. In all these points, Baypoint is outperforming, and the data is publicly available. The president of the board, her bio emphasizes STEM and data-driven leadership. The verified data shows Baypoint is outperforming state averages. So I'd asked her to point to specific dashboard indicators that justify denial under the statutes, or acknowledge that this isn't a data decision. Because if you go off of the data, you would not vote to deny the charter renewal. The vice president, Martin, bio speaks to being a longtime school counselor who stresses subgroup equity. And as a counselor, Vice President Martin would know that subgroups matter. So I'd asked, where is a subgroup underperformance that justifies denial? It doesn't exist in the verified record. I'd asked, for Vice President Martin to cite it. No response. This was specifically in an email. Clerk Carlson champions equal access, a rigorous curriculum, and future-ready environments. But denying a functioning public charter reduces access and must be justified by concrete performance findings, not generalized concerns, not generalized statements. So this undermines the rigor for families who chose this school to begin with, including me and my kids. So denying a high-performing public charter reduces access and choice for families. They have not been able to provide any verified data that kids are better off without Baypoint. Trustee Herrick campaigned on, and the bio reads, highlights college and career readiness and family choice. Baypoint's academic outcomes support readiness. Denial is undercutting Trustee Herrick's stated priority. Baypoint scores and flexible model advanced readiness, especially for families needing a different fit. So I'd asked, unless the record shows Baypoint fails statutory performance criteria, a denial would be undercutting Trustee Herrick's stated priorities and would invite reversal on appeal. Trustee Mume bio speaks to finance and HR expertise. Now the trustee would know budgets require verified numbers. If enrollment decline is the basis, I'd also ask to publish the audited enrollment trend relied upon to connect it to the statute written findings. Didn't happen. So the contradiction's clear. A vote against Baypoint, which they did last night, doesn't only flout the law, it betrays every member's stated values. So denial is not only an abuse of discretion under the law, but also a profound disservice to the community. So I repeat my urging of the board to follow state law, the evidence, and the needs of the students and the parents, to vote in favor of renewal, to re-vote, to change their position. Otherwise, I look forward to supporting their future successors who will fix the issues tomorrow that they're creating today. Please support Baypoint Preparatory Academy. Reach out to San Marcos Unified School District. See what's going on and compel them. They make these decisions at their own peril and the peril of the parents and students of the area, and that cannot stand. Thank you.